Hello everyone. It's not often we visit the subject of cannibalism on this channel, so today I thought we'd dive into some disturbing internet history and take a look at the website Cannibal Cafe. The Cannibal Cafe forum is dedicated to covering a range of sexual fantasy. The topics here deal with fantasies involving consenting adults, spam, off-topic posts, and any post or thread dealing with or implying the participation of minors or underage persons will be deleted. If you are not of legal age to view this material or find such material at all offensive, you should exit this forum immediately. So Cannibal Cafe was basically a forum where people would go on and post things. These posts would mostly include people wanting to consume another human being, or rather be the one consumed themselves. Some posts were even just people who were curious about how other people would cook them or consume them. I really fantasize about being butchered, roasted, and eaten. I thought I was the only one. I like to imagine that I'm able to see my own body from above as my head is ritually cut off. I like to think my head is a trophy and is mounted and adored. Then my headless body is dismembered, my arms and legs chopped off at the joints, then roasted as parts. It's so weird, I know, but I love to think of my flesh being eaten from my bones until there is nothing but a pile of bones left of me. Please don't tell me I'm really sick. It is just a fantasy, but the realism of it turns me on so much, even though I don't see it as a sexual thing. I'd love to chat with men who have an interest in butchering and eating their woman. Real cannibal from Fiji. I would like to hear from females looking to become a real meal for me. I already have a young, pretty, slightly plump married woman from Iowa offering herself, and her naked pics have me salivating. Male impalement. Does anyone know how I can impale a dog? I mean, a man. I'd never hurt my dog. It's for the best. He's into snuff, and I'm sick of his shit-smelling dick too. Should I impale him through the arsehole or the penis hole? I'd sell him as cattle, but no one would want the prick. Maybe I could send you a pic of his 2-inch dick when I cut it off. Whether or not some of these people were or are legit is something that we will never know. Now, Armin Mives was of course somebody who did come to the website in search of something very real. We know that much, and we have talked about him in detail before, but not the website itself. Now, there isn't much mention of the people who post themselves on here being, shall we say, suicidal. Most posts are just very obscure, very detailed cannibalistic fetishes that some people seem to have. A lot of them involving their own deaths. And a lot of these posts are also related to cooking human flesh. Looking for a chef with an appetite. I would love to do from capture to cleaning to basting to the table, a whole scene with pics and video to anybody interested. I live in Olympia, Washington. 5'10", 155 pounds, blue-green eyes, smooth swimmer's build, bubble muscular butt. Email me at if interested in having a wild and eye-pleasing time. Been looking for several years and have not been able to find anyone to play this out, roleplay it but to an extreme. Most people can't handle the imagery. Thanks. As well as certain threads regarding the nutritional value of human meat. Human meat nutritional value. Does anyone know and can tell me the nutritional value of consuming flesh and the other parts? Please, detailed as possible. I would share the information with you, but it is a complex conversation, not to mention the moral issues as well. Personally, I don't eat nerve masses, fats, skin, or anything that isn't muscle or blood related. I would suggest reading books on the subject and stay away from some hearsay you might read on these forums. And there isn't much you can get from the archives past February 2003. This was shortly after the Armin Maives incident and was closed temporarily shortly after this time. It wasn't until a year later in 2004 that the site was closed down permanently, and this was just a month after Armin was convicted. So aside from the threads, there were also other pages on this website. There were some claimed snuff show previews, with pictures mainly consisting of 3D rendered images of gore and torture, as well as explaining that the people used for these snuff shows would simply be referred to as cows. The cows would have their own pages, and include Stephanie, Natalia, Ashley, Tina, and even the page owner's own daughter, Chelsea. These girls were all eventually apparently going to end up as nothing but meat. Livestock. One page even includes a photograph and instructions on how to cook breast fillets, in which a woman was expected to offer herself and her breasts in order for them to be consumed. You were also able to offer yourself via an application form. This included your personal details, sexual acts that you were trained in, and the cannibalistic way in which you wanted to meet your gruesome end. Another page also tried to download the song Stairway to Heaven by Led Zeppelin on my device. It was then that I decided that this website is more than likely going to try and download more things onto my laptop, mostly sound files. So I came off of the rest of the website and went back to the forums, and then just closed the page down entirely, because by this point I was fairly certain what was going down on this page in the early 2000s. It wasn't long after this that the page itself started refusing to connect. I decided after that I was pretty much done with the archive. A lot of the other forum posts wouldn't load, but I think I've given a few good examples of what you would see on this site. It was such a strange site that hosted some very strange people. It was a website filled with what used to be hundreds of people wanting to be killed and consumed in a way that they could only describe as a fetish. Thank you guys ever so much for watching. Stay safe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.